Hey you guys, it's Rachel here with Senza Cane Corso. So I wanted to do a video for you guys on something that that I personally think is very important, but I guess we're gonna have to wait for Ibiza to issue a lesson real quick. So this little brindle female is out of Velocity. This is out of Velocity's last litter. And like her mother, she's face licking a lot, which the other dogs don't necessarily like very much. It's so funny, dude. Ibiza is like such a fantastic mix between Mad Mortigan and Nerval. Oh, shoot. She did not just do that. She did not just face plant that puppy. Oh. Yeah, she's wilding right now. She's wilding. So Smurf's coat is looking much better. I did get that new shampoo in, and it's drying out. So it's just that stuff that blue dogs can get. You know what I mean? Just a secondary little skin infection thing going on, but nothing like Demodex or anything like that. So come on. So. Dude, I'm trying to do a video, but dang, oh, look at that, Jolene. Look at Jolene trying to check Ibiza. She must be feeling a lot better. So the whole reason I want to make this video is because I've been gone because I was having to save Jolene. She got really sick and I didn't know what was going on. She wasn't eating. And so I brought her in, and I gave her a wormer, because sometimes if there's like not really a sign of what's going on, sometimes you just give them a wormer just on the off chance that they got worms. And she wasn't raised by me. I did not manage her puppy worming schedule or anything like that. So I didn't get her until I think she was like 6 months old. She originally went to another breeder, and then I got a hold of her. Look at that structure. She's a fantastic dog, though. Super nice dog. So anyway, so she wasn't eating and she wasn't acting right. And, so I wormed her, and out came like a ton of these like spaghetti looking worms, which I believe are roundworms. And I thought, okay, she's fine, right? And she started eating a little bit more, started feeling a little bit better for like a day. And then the next day her poop was firm, but it started to turn red, like a maroon color. And I was like, okay, I don't know what that is, but we'll keep an eye on it, because the poops were firm. And I thought, well, maybe it's like some irritation from her intestines from where the worms dislodged. So so I'm keeping an eye, and, then she goes off her food again. So I'm like, all right, well, after that, she, and this is all within like a day. So like, she had the maroon poops. Then the next day she went off her food and she got diarrhea. And when I mean diarrhea, I mean it looked like she had just diarrheaed straight blood, just blood. Look at that structure. So anyway, so I'm like freaking out at this point, trying to figure out what's going on. Well, recent I figured it out, and basically we both were like, well, the blood in the stool, because we were looking it all up. We knew she didn't have parvo, and it wasn't Giardia, because we've seen Giardia before, but we were going to start treating for Giardia anyway, because blood in the stool can be Giardia. And so, come on, puppies. Come on, Smurf, come over here. And so anyway, so the treatment for Giardia is albendazole or fenbendazole. And I had fenbendazole, and I had started using that. I was on like day 2 of that. And she had started to seem a little bit better, but she had not fully recovered, and I'd only done 2 doses at this point. So then we thought, okay, I actually contacted a mentor of mine, and he said that it could be, he said in very severe cases, it could be hookworm. And I'd never seen anything like that before, so I didn't really know about it. So And so anyway, so I want to, first of all, I want to take notice, you guys. Do you see how she made her submit? You see how she made her submit? How she, people always say submission is given, not forced. No, it isn't. It's absolutely forced. Anyway, having said that, back on track. So I start treating her for albendazole because Reese and I had also kind of started to figure out that it was probably hookworm. And so, because we just hadn't had hook, and so we really weren't familiar with what hookworm can do. But now that I have hook, I'm gonna have to treat everybody the same way now, which is actually what I'm doing right now. So anyway, I gave her, I think, 2 treatments. By the second treatment, she was doing better, and she was starting to poop out these worms. And they really, if you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't see them. Like, you have to, like, sit there and kind of wait. They're very tiny. I think they're, like, pinkish or blood look. I don't know. Like they look like tiny little bloodworms. I don't know if you ever fed your fish bloodworms, but really tiny, like smaller than those, just like the same kind of consistency or whatever. And it was awful. I could show you video in 4K because Morgan took some video, but I won't do that to you. But needless to say, that is pretty gnarly. And then as soon as that happened, the blood in the stool stopped. Her poop firmed up, and she was also like, she also did have like pale gums, and that's completely gone away now. Look at her, just like her mother. Just like her mother. Always needing to prove a point. And Jolene is pretty tough too, man. Hey, watch out now. There we go. There you go. Submission is taken. Submission is forced. It's because she's too rowdy. See all the face looking and stuff? They don't like that. See? They don't like it. Watch. They're going to be watching her. The same thing this is exactly why Velocity used to always get in trouble. So those of y'all new viewers, you'll get to see what happens. So anyway, so what I'm doing with all my dogs is I'm bringing all of them in, and I'm doing a treatment on them. So I've got Preacher, Velocity, Jolene, Smurf, and Don Juan, and this little brindle girl out here. I've got all of them that I'm treating right now. Whew. I'm doing 4 days of albendazole, and then I'm doing 2 weeks rest, and then and this is all inside, and then I'm doing another 2 weeks of albendazole, and then I'm doing 2 weeks of rest, and then another dose of 4 days of albendazole, and and that way, come on. Oh my God, that was pretty ridiculous. And I'm also going to rest their kennels and lime their kennels in the meantime, while I'm treating them as well, hoping to kind of cut down on what's going on. Oh, hello, Velocity. Hello, sweet baby. Hello, sweet baby. Where's Preacher at? Preacher! What are you doing? Come on now. Get on over here now. Over there peeing on things. He's got to pee on it. Good boy. Are you a good man? Are you a good boy? Did you good boy? Did you go pee on it? Did you pee on it? Yeah, was it a good pee? So anyway, so I was gone for a couple days saving this dog's life. She looks, I mean, she doesn't look like too much, honestly. She don't look too much better than she did. She never got she never got to where I thought she was like gonna die. I mean, I guess when she was anemic, I worried. I will say that I worried. Look at that structure. because like honestly, when they go anemic, that is dangerous. But you know, through raising puppies and stuff like that, we've seen stuff, you know what I mean? Puppies that have had high worm loads, things like that. Like I bought a female from somewhere else, and I won't say where because it doesn't matter, but the puppies had such a high worm load that I lost, I think, 2 before I figured out what was going on, because they started dying at like, gosh, at like 3 weeks old, which is just super rare. You very rarely ever see that. And it's just because, you know, this person probably had a really high worm load on their property. Even if they're worming the dog when it was a puppy, it's probably not enough if there's a high load on the property. So that's why I'm doing so much to treat the ground in the kennels, doing the lime and giving it a month's rest as well. In fact, I may do more than a month, because I had this area in my house set up where my office is. I had it set up where I had some dogs in there that got along. I think I had Preacher, Blondie, Velocity, and I think Nirvana was in there. And they were all in there just chilling, hanging out. And I think Ibiza was in there too. And they would just hang out in there as a couch. And then that was, you know, and that was an area. And then I had, you know, the living room area. So I had, you know, different areas for dogs so that I could have more dogs in the house. But I would have to set that back up again to be able to do that. So, which, like I said, isn't a problem. I'll probably do that, especially because these storms are rolling in and I'm tired of wasting my time. It's another thing I've been busy with. I've been busy just kind of cleaning kennels and making sure that everything is... we've had like literal weeks of rain. I mean, flooding, like they're saying, like historic flooding, stuff like that. So unfortunately, there's not really too much you can do in a situation like that. What are you doing, funny girl? Bug in my eyeball. And so anyway, so because of that, what I'm going to do so that they don't mess up their kennels, because what does it is the running back and forth, the jumping around, the digging, all that stuff. So what I'm going to do is try to set up as many dogs in the house, which I've done before. I told you guys, whenever it storms really bad, I have the ability to bring every single one of my dogs in the house. It's not ideal, but I can do it. And I will say that I have kind of like balanced out, like as far as like at a steady level of dogs. So I don't have a ton of dogs, nor do I have any intention of getting more than what I have, which has been staying around, like, I think I've been doing around, 25 dogs, which isn't a whole lot. It's enough to run a program and have genetic diversity, but it's not a huge program by any stretch. I would say I'm not even as big as a lot of big breeders out there. So I just don't have the ability. If I had another person, something like that, then that would make more sense, but I don't. So, but anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go. I've got to set up that indoor pen area, and I want to do that before the rain comes. That way I can save myself a lot of work. And then you guys can have more time with me, or more time with the dogs on video, and I won't be so overworked. So anyway, hope you're all having a good day, and I'll talk at you later. Bye.